Hey everybody, this is Ruthie. Welcome back. Today on my video, I wanted to show you what I've been working on. I have been working on this for quite a while. There's a lot of, like Janet Madison has her go-to designs. I've been watching a lot of Laura Alberts and Allison Davis. I've also been watching a lot of other people's videos, and I wanted to come up with a complete list or everything I could find. Styles of scrapbooking is the only thing I can really think of to call it. And I wanted to find a sketch to match these styles so that I can go through the videos, and when I do, and I can come up with a sketch and a style, and we can go through together and see the types, different types. Some of these you might be familiar with. I've been scrapbooking for a really long time, and what I'm trying to do is to not do the same pages, the same style over and over, and that's kind of what I've been, kind of doing here lately. So I wanted to do something different. The other thing is that I've been working on is the different types of embellishing. Now, I know we all kind of try to do the clusters, but there's different ways that you can embellish different styles, and I'm working on that. That is just taking me a lot longer. So once I have that done, I'll definitely share it with you. So let's just start. This one doesn't really have any type of title or anything. I'm just finding a lot that has to do with circles, different sketches, a lot of different, the shapes, the octagon, the triangle. So I did pick a couple of these out, and I will be doing a scrapbook page with each one of these designs, and I'll share it in a video with you when I do. So this one is more circles. As you can see, this is more just circles. This one is, I'm just trying to take these out for you. This one is called the layered, and I have done this one before, and I may do a video before I start on just some of the pages that I have done, but I will do a video on each one of these types and styles of go-to designs kind of thing, or style. Or this one is called, that a lot of people called this one the threesome. It could be labeled a lot of different things, so it's not necessarily the name, but I have done a couple of these in the past as well, where I have a tendency to put a picture here, and a picture here, but we're going to do a couple of different pages, a couple of different styles. This one I've already figured out. I'm already working on this one. My granddaughter does horseback riding, and I'm going to definitely do one on this one. But this one is Allison Davis does this one. This one is generally, I put this in the category of corners. There is a lot of different types and styles you can do, different ways. I also saw Allison Davis do that one, and she did cameras and different things in here. So stick around for that one. This one is the diagonal. It's more or less just a couple of triangles put together. And this one, they've done it with hearts, but it's in kind of a diagonal shape, so I kind of really like that one. And here's another one. This one is scattered. Now this is also a design that you can do with your embellishment. This is also called scattered, but we can do a page with this one, and I really liked using these tags that you can make really easily, so I'm going to be doing something with that. This one is the sunburst, and when I do this video, I am going to be able to share with you once I'm going to figure it all out, figure the measurements, figure out an easy way to be able to do the sunburst, and we will do at least one page, if not a couple of pages, with the sunburst style on there. And I'm sure all of these can be put down and used as far as cards. Now this one is paper piecing, and I did get this, I did buy this template, but there's a lot of different styles of paper piecing, and you can do like photos or tags or different things. So we're going to do a couple of what's called paper piecing as well. So this one here is the vertical. A lot of people are familiar with the vertical style. And there's a lot of different ways that we can do the vertical. It doesn't necessarily have to be everything pushed up against the side. It can be different ways that we can put them in there. This one here, just two different kinds of paper. The other one on this other side was more of just general papers. So we're going to experiment with a couple of different kinds, of different ways of doing them. And this is all a learning curve with me as well, guys. I don't normally scrapbook with sketches, but it's something that I do want to start doing. This is one from Allison Davis, and she does a lot of stitching. Now, I don't think I'm going to do stitches, but there is a way that I've seen with Janet Madison with RTS that she does with, so we're gonna try that. And so there's a few more of the vertical. Let me just take a bunch of these out, might make it easier for you guys. Okay, this one is the horizontal. Some people also, in some of the videos I've watched, has called this the half and half. And it's, again, one that a lot of people are familiar with. So we're going to be doing some vertical, but the sketches just make it seem so interesting. Different ways. Gives you some ideas of what you can use it for, different things that you can do. So I pulled a bunch of these off of Pinterest. Some of these are Allison Davis page maps. So when I do these, I will link below where I found them at so that you can pull it up yourself. I am not paying for sketches. All of these are free sketches. This one is called Shapes, and it's just basically any large shape that's behind your picture and then some embellishing things. And I have found a lot of different styles, different shapes that can be used, different ways that a big shape can be used. Some of these will be easy. Some of them, we can make a little bit more complicated if we tried, but my goal is to make them as easy and quick as possible. This one I thought was really interesting too. I like the fact that it had a half a heart. It does have a lot of photos on this one. Now, if I can find some photos, especially when my kids were little, they're all older and I have 8 grandbabies now, but if I find any of these photos, small photos that I can put all together from when they were younger, this might be a good one to do it on. But not all of these have to be photos. Some of these can be paper. So we'll experiment with this and see what we can come up with. And I have granddaughters that I know I'm going to love and do this one too. So the possibilities of the shapes of the frames or something behind it, and it is endless. There are some that I'm still trying to come up with a sketch for. So right now I'm not doing them. I'm not putting them in here unless I find a sketch to go with it, because my whole goal is to find a sketch to go with all the different types. So when we go through and we can learn how to do them. Now I did I know there's one called like frames, and I have not found a sketch that I found that will work for it yet, but I am going to plan on doing one with that. This one I'm really interested in trying. This one is called Picture in Picture. And basically, I'm not finding a lot of different sketches for this, but I am still looking. But this one basically is like if you have 2 different photographs and you put one like here and it explains this one and maybe another picture here and put some more embellishment in this one. This one here is the wreath. And it's basically just a design on the outside. This where probably most of your embellishments are going to go with some photos. But there are some simpler ways to do it. So we're going to do a couple of these. I put this one, this could be a circle, but it also could be a simpler way to do the wreath type of design. A more simple way, and you can still put a few embellishments around. I'm thinking like some of the shapes, like when I see this, I can think of like a baseball, if you have a baseball player, and the designs can be in here, but then you can put like baseballs or bats or different gloves or different things that you can put around it. It can still go in the wreath section, but it doesn't necessarily, have to be that complicated. This one here is the L shape. Now the L shape, when I've done the L shape before, I don't know why, but for some reason I've always put it like in this shape. It doesn't have to be. It can be on the other direction. So we're going to play around doing some different L shape, some different ways of doing, not just with paper. We're going to do, some strips and titles in different ways. This one here is the pictures, and the paper below it is making the L shape. So there's going to be a lot of different possibilities, and we're going to just play around with all of them. This one is called strips. This one, I love this. Your scraps. This is another this another one that can be used in a lot of different ways. But washi tape, there's so many different things that you can use. Also, this one is just little like flags or tags that you're using, but to me it's still that strips, anything that you want to use as strips. And this is a lot of pictures that they've put on here. This could easily be done as a 2-page layout. I don't normally do 2-page layouts, but I may try to do a couple of pages just to, fit them in there. And look at this one, guys. This one is just too cute with the stars on the side. It could be hearts on the side. If you have like a baseball or football player, this can be all sports stuff, fishing. So this is going to be very versatile to be able to use this type of design. And when I do these videos, I will link below not only where I found the sketches, but the person that I got the video ideas from. I get a lot of them from Janet Madison with RTS, and I get some from Allison Davis. I watch a lot of hers, Laura Alberts. I watch a lot of different people on the RTS website on Facebook. So this one is going to be fun to do. This one is called The Grid. And I did find quite a few of the sketches that we can use on this one. Now this can be the, you have these tags like this. It can be a bunch of these bigger ones here, or if you have an event like football, Christmas, holidays that you have a bunch of pictures with, all of these could be pictures. This could be your journaling. You can there's a lot of different ways that we can use the grid, so we'll be playing around with that one. This is another one, basically the grid. And here's another one. I definitely want to try this. I put this in the grid one because to me it's still the style. But this one is just going to be too cute to play around with and do with all of these tags and the string and that kind of thing. So I'm excited about trying this one as well. This one is called, let me just grab some more of these out for you guys so it's not, there we go. This one is called The Perimeter. And there's not a lot of sketches out for this one, but it's basically where you have something that just stretches around, kind of almost like a diagonal like this one here, but it can use a lot of different papers and tags and using a lot of your product stuff that you already have. This one is the diagonal. Comes across the page, and it can come across any different. This one, I pulled this one because I thought this one could be really fun because we could use this with strips of paper. You could use this with, if you want to use one paper, and if you're a stitcher and you want to stitch this on there. It could be a lot of different possibilities of what to use behind here. And then it has a diagonal across here. This one again is just using circles as a diagonal. And this one I put in here, it's still kind of the stacked look, but I thought it was really cool the way they're going in a diagonal. So this one's going to be fun to play around with too, because again, a lot of those scraps that you have can be utilized in this same way. This one is called The Shelf. And a lot of these, it kind of reminds me of the vertical in some way, or the L. But if some of these others that I have, I pulled this one because I really like the shapes that they put down here, and I wanted to pull this so that I could remember. But it's like this one is a very obvious, like this one's a shelf. And it just kind of gives your photos and your embellishments a place to sit, a place to ride. And this one here too, and I love the shape behind it. So this one's going to be a simple but easy, but a fun one to do as well. This one is a 2-page layout, but it doesn't have to be just a 2-page layout. But this one is called The Band, and it's generally across the page, but you're not going to see a lot of pattern. It doesn't mean it can't be, but this one, as you see, it's just a full band across. And this one is kind of the same thing. It's just a full band against almost more like a clear background. This one, now guys, I already have an idea for this one. And I have the pictures I'm going to use for it too. This one is called Columns. Now I was looking through my pictures the other day, and during COVID, all my grandkids, all my kids took the grandkids, and they all went for like hikes and walks and that kind of thing because they couldn't take them out to do anything else. So when I remembered my oldest son taking his 3 daughters out on a walk, and then I saw this column, and I thought, you know what, this would be fun, like doing trees, like birch trees or something, and you know, even if it's a printout or something, and instead of columns like this, use trees. So I'm definitely going to try that and see how that one looks. You can also use the tags on here like this, and it's still considered a column. This would make a cute Christmas layout or winter layout with somebody playing in the snow. So there's a lot of different options, and some of these, if I found them and I thought they were really cute, I did go ahead and pull it so that we can see. This one here, I loved how the different patterns are on this one. So this one's going to be a fun one. It can use a pretty decent sized photo, or you can even cut it down and use, if you have like a 4x6 and then maybe a couple of smaller ones. So we're going to play around with a lot of different layouts. It's going to take, this is going to be a long series, a long different things. And this one here is another one I just did, and it's called, I just call this triangle because I found a lot that uses just triangles in it. See, like this one here. And I wanted to find things that are different, just different things that can go on here. So, and like I said, there is some others that I'm looking at that I have not found things for. Like this one is called the Spiral, and I'm looking for a sketch because I do want to have sketches with these things. This one is circles, but it's not circles, but and let's see, this one here I thought was really cool. This is the quilt look, and I'm just trying to see if I can find something, a sketch that will bring this in here. And this one is like, again, like the sunburst. So this one is the wave. Again, I'm just trying to see if I can find a sketch that will fit these a little bit better, and then the crisscross. So these are some that I'm still working on finding sketches for. So I hope you guys join me for this adventure that we're going to take. Like I said, most of these sketches I have never worked with. I have done some of the designs, but what I want to do is combine the designs with a sketch, and let's try some different things. Let's learn something. Some of them may work, some of them may not work. Either way, we're just going to go through the process and do it. I've also been going through my pictures. After I'm finished this video, I am planning on printing a bunch of pictures and getting ready to go. I've already been working in Cricut Design Space as far as getting some of my embellishments made, because I'm trying to make more of my embellishments. And there's a lot of ways that you can do embellishments without spending a lot of money, even if you don't have the Cricut. Because if you find something in a magazine, if you find something, your kid's artwork, there's so many different options. So look around your house for inspiration. Look around for different things that you may have that inspires you or something. So guys, I hope this video helps. I hope you join me in for my next video where we start actually scrapbooking together. I am putting out another video on some organizations. So if there's any questions or comments, guys, please leave it down below. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Share it. Let everybody get the word out that we're doing this series. If you have any designs that I haven't thought about, please leave that in the comments below, and I will be seeing you guys